All right, one. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the Tekbloid podcast with your hosts, GregglesTV, and your other host, Michael Tobin of Initial Focus. And together we are Tekbloid. We talk about the top tech news stories every single week, live Thursday 6 p.m. Pacific, but sometimes we do it earlier. Sometimes we do it 6 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh.
And today we're doing it on Eastern time, more or less. So if you want to follow us, just follow us on Twitter. All that information is down below. Subscribe to both of our channels. We would love to have you guys. We love to chat with you guys too in the chat room. So if you want to do that, do it. Let's get to it. Our first story is going to be about the PlayStation Neo, actually, which is their 4K system. And it is due. The big news on this is that Sony is having a event on September 7th to basically talk about, maybe show off and pretty much launch. I don't know if they're actually they probably won't release it that day, but we should see some actual live gameplay of this system on September 7th. And hopefully they'll announce when it comes out, how much it's going to be, all the details about it, which is freaking amazing because, 4K TVs now you can get one for like $600-700 if you really want to. I mean, they go higher than that, but if you can get in the game for $600-700 4K, and this thing should be able to play almost every game in 4K, if not every game, and even at 60 frames per second.
I was about to just ask, obviously we'll know more September 7th, hopefully, but yeah, 4K at 60. I mean, that's got to be a beast of a card and a whole system.
Yeah, it probably will be. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be like, well, right now you can get a PlayStation for like 300 to 400, depends if you get a sale or not. So I would assume the new one, I can't imagine it being more than 500. It cannot. It just can't.
By that point, people are building. I mean, you can't really build a custom PC that'll do solid 4K gaming for $500 to $800, but yeah, anything over that.
But you also have to remember that the PlayStation's only, I mean, sure, it has like an interface, but other than the interface, it doesn't have to run Windows. It doesn't have to have all these background processes open. It can just play games. I mean, it'll have some background processes, obviously, but overall, it's only known for gaming. So as long as it plays games well, who cares? I mean, and hopefully it can play 4K at that. You're right. Because otherwise, what's the point of releasing this thing if it's only doing 1080p, which it can do now? It just doesn't do 1080p 60 frames per second on every game right now. But obviously, we'll be able to with this new system.
The other big thing, too, is there has to be, at least I think, a good amount of games that are 4K support. Because if not, it's just going to be a bunch of upscaled content, which would probably still be pretty good.
What they're doing, and they're doing the same thing Xbox does, is that when they release a game, it's going to be playable on both systems.
Okay.
So you can play it on the old system, old Xbox One, or the new Xbox One. Obviously, play it on the new one. It'll play in 4K or whatever the resolution, optimal high resolution it can play in. So that's cool.
That's smart. I mean, in this day and age, and obviously I know nothing about coding or game development or anything, but I can't imagine it would be terrible for a game developer to just make it in like 6K just to future-proof it. And then, just like YouTube does, where it optimizes for the device and the bandwidth and scale it appropriately.
Yeah. Hopefully we get all those answers for everything. If it can do 4K, 4K 60, how much it's going to be, release date, all that. I mean, there's the two big rumors I've been hearing lately on the video game channels on YouTube are that it was less spec'd out than the Xbox Scorpio was going to be, which is going to be their 4K machine. The rumor is they've matched that, and also the other rumor is it possibly could come out this fall, and that's why they're announcing it in September.
That'd be sweet.
I don't know. I think they're announcing it today. But I think that they're going to ultimately release it in the spring. I don't think they're going to wait until to next fall like Xbox is doing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's exciting news. It's September 7th is what, 3 weeks away, four
Yeah.
weeks away. So we're very close to it, and we'll see what happens. If you guys have questions, remember you can chat in the chat
Yeah,
room.
let us know if you
To do that.
are, as of now at least, Team Xbox or Team PS4
Yeah, and very interesting topic
or
right
Team
there.
PlayStation.
Then our next big thing, talking about big news stories, exciting news stories, and also talking about products that have not been fully released yet. The Note 7 comes out next week, right?
Yeah,
Next
that
week.
is next Friday.
Dude, it's big news. Yeah, yeah. Can't wait.
And you actually
They
got your hands on it.
Yeah, did a video on it, and I played with that at Best Buy, and it feels, a lot more comfortable than the Nexus. I mean, the Galaxy S7 Edge does. It's more flat. I like it. It's nice. The screen is freaking crazy, and that's actually what this story is. One of the stories today for the Note 7 is about is that the screen has been voted the best screen of any cell phone out thus far, and it should be. I mean, obviously, it's a new phone. I mean, right? Do you think there's no way Apple's going to put out a 2K screen? Do you think, or maybe they will?
Um, I could hope, but I'm going to say they're gonna stick around 1080 for the sake of battery optimization for another year or two. I would
Yeah.
love a 1440 display, but honestly, I will say, and this is where you'll probably disagree with me, from our 1+3 talks in the past. What I'm looking for in this article, is it just the brightest display, or is it also the most color accurate? Because Samsung's known, in my eyes, as oversaturated.
That I don't know, to be honest with you. They said it was the best smartphone display,
Okay.
period, and
I'll
it
take
says.
Ars Technica real quick, because they're the ones who, and it very well, to the consumer eye, it probably is. I have no doubt it's the best one.
Well,
Um,
it says right here, it says the Galaxy Note 7 delivers uniformly consistent, all around, top tier display performance and receives all green, very good to excellent ratings in all test and measurement categories. So if it's getting if it's in that top tier, then it shouldn't be oversaturated to the point where you're like, dude, what the hell?
well, and it actually, right under that says, Samsung's displays are sometimes criticized for being a little oversaturated, but for the past few years, no smartphone has beaten them in DisplayMate's tests, and it seems unlikely anything will beat the Galaxy Note 7 anytime soon after.
And that's
So,
what they should. Samsung was first known in America, from what I can remember, as a company that made amazing TVs.
yeah. As in terms of displays, it's hard to believe them, and especially after having an AMOLED or a Super AMOLED display, if every iPhone user went out there and used an AMOLED display for a day, that
Yeah.
may be a reason in itself to not only save battery but to switch phones. I just want to interrupt this quick. Hi, Dad, in the comment section.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mike. One thing I've actually been getting. Well, I have a couple more tidbits about the Note 7, but before I get to that, I have a few Note 7 or Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, and now I added the title Note 7 in there too. But I have a lot of people right now. When they comment, they're like, they're moving from iPhone to a Note or an S7 Edge, and that is interesting to me because years ago it was the total opposite. It was everybody was leaving Android or their dumb phone to go to Apple. And now I feel like everybody and their mom, maybe not their mom, but everybody that's under 40 years old is all of a sudden saying, "What's this Samsung phone? What are these Android phones? I'm bored of Apple." I
No,
get it seems like that there's a swing going on right now, big one.
I definitely agree. Now the interesting thing, and the question that I've been asking myself and curious about yours the past couple weeks is, I almost feel that Samsung is becoming, not even, it's no longer like iOS versus Android. It's like iOS versus Samsung is like its own ecosystem, because they have such, you know, I don't want to say proprietary software, but like, TouchWiz and obviously Samsung is a huge, like you said, a lot of people leave Apple or their brands of phones and go to Samsung because obviously they have the biggest marketing budget, so they're the most well known pretty much besides iPhone. But I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily know how Android works, but they know how TouchWiz and how Samsung works. Almost like it's its
Yeah.
own little cult type thing.
Well, you're right. I mean, Samsung is does have their own kind of skin to the game in terms of what their Android version looks like. What the only thing that scares me, the only thing is, I'm not really worried about that because it's still very similar to what other phones offer for Android. But what does scare me is they do have their own operating system called Tizen, and they run it exclusively on their watch, and it does not run Android. If Samsung gets big enough, I can totally see them having their phones not run Android but Tizen, but maybe also have access to the Android Play Store or something like that,
So
like
just like
BlackBerry
Apple.
does. Yeah, exactly, which is kind of scary. Maybe they'll never do that, but that's kind of scary to me. The other Note 7 stories I found quite interesting this week were the Note 7 is the fastest selling Samsung phone of all time so far. Pre-orders
Okay.
pre-orders. So and this used to not be their biggest selling phone. It used to always be the S7 Edge. So this actually might be the top selling phone of all time for them. It might not be, but right now it's their most pre-ordered phone of all time.
Now let me ask you
Also,
this
yeah, go ahead.
before obviously either of us have had to enough of a chance. I haven't gotten my hands on it at all. You got to play with it a little bit, but I'd say, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you'd probably agree it's not enough to make a full review. In your current understanding of the phone, are you mad at all, or do you think they didn't innovate enough? Because I have no doubt that it's going to be a fantastic phone, but a
Yeah,
lot of people criticize them for not going more RAM, or the fact that it's
yeah,
only, I believe you said last week that you were a little disappointed. It's only a 820 in there, Snapdragon 820.
yeah.
It's a great phone. I have no doubt about that, but for a Note series, I think a lot of people were expecting just blow away specs or
Specs.
features or something
Yeah, you know
besides
why?
an iris
Because
scanner.
there's a story right now. And this will answer your question. There's China is getting a Note 7 with 128 gigs of internal storage and 6 gigabytes of RAM. It's not coming to America.
Wow.
It's going to run the 820, but what I would have been most excited about is if Samsung used their own chip like they did in the Note 5 and that they do in the international versions of the Note 7, because that chip runs it runs way better than the Snapdragon 820 in terms of lag. It doesn't have any lag, never. It's super. It performs better, and I wish we were getting that chip. I don't really care too much about the storage because 64 gigs is plenty for me. And plus, if I ever need it, you have the internal storage. You have the internal SD card, which you can transfer apps to that, and your photos can lie on it. So you can get away with not needing 128 of internal.
Fine by me.
But overall, yeah, I kind of think they mailed it in a way. There's some more little tidbits about the screen and things that are coming out about it that it's not like there's networking, like it has, I think, 8x8 MIMO, so it has this ultra high networking
Really
capabilities. And
don't
there's
know
like,
that at
yeah,
all.
there's like these little things that are coming out that aren't going to be a huge deal, but they're cool to know that make it a superior phone to the S7 Edge. Ultimately, it comes down to, do they kind of mail it in? And I kind of feel like they did, but I think they're trying to get all their ducks in a row in terms of like the way Apple does it.
Yeah.
All the phones look the same pretty much, except for a few kind of minor details. And then this phone has this phone has that. And I think that's why, and they know that's what works because
And
Apple,
yeah,
people
and
like the way the
that
iPhone
brings up a great
looks.
point because when we look at phones like the Axon 7, the OnePlus 3, in terms of like the big picture, they got it right. But the smaller stuff like what cell phone bands does it support and carriers and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all the little things you don't really ask questions too much about. Those are the differences that make up between $400 phones and 650 $700 phones.
Yeah.
So that's a great point. And while we're on phones, just to answer Zach Adams' questions real quick in the comments, he's asking what we think about the OnePlus 3 right now and Oxygen OS. We're not going to spend too much time on this because if you want to know our opinions, watch every
Video.
every live stream and our recent like 3 or 4 months of videos on our channels. But to sum my opinion up real quick, it's now my main phone, my main SIM card's in there and everything. So I'm still loving it just as much as I always have. No big issues here.
Yeah, same thing. I have my OnePlus 3. I use it every single day. When the Note 7 comes out next week, I'll pop the SIM card out of this, put it in the Note 7, and then at that point, decide which phone I'll end up staying with. If I stay with the Note 7, I'll stay with that. Otherwise, I'll go with this. And then after that, I'll probably get the new Nexus phone after that. And at that point, we'll see what happens. I know I ended up giving up my Note 5 last year after I got my Nexus.
Note 6, wow. One of a kind.
You're the only one. But yeah, it's a great phone. Get it, Zach. If I don't know if you have it or not, but it's an awesome phone if you're looking to get a new phone. Guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat either below or to the right. Depends what app you're using or if you're on the computer or not. So leave us questions. We love to answer questions. We like this to be interactive. It's more fun with you guys as well. Stories. What else? We got, so let's go to Hulu a little bit. Do you use Hulu?
I have in the past. I did their typical 30-day trial in the I'd say probably 6 months or a year ago.
Yeah.
And it didn't have, it's not that it was bad or bad service or anything. It just didn't have the content that I specifically looked for.
But don't you watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette?
Every day.
That's me, dude.
No shame.
No shame. I'm not
shame
sure.
at all.
I'm old enough to not be bothered by that.
But
You
yeah,
know, you're right. It doesn't have a lot of. Well, it just has mostly network shows like CBS, NBC, Fox, stuff like that.
the advantage to Hulu, if a lot of people don't know, is basically that unlike Netflix, which, and I don't know if this has changed the past couple of years, they used to have the rights where if a movie came out, they could not add it right away. It had to be at least like 28 days after, and a lot of time it's way longer than that. Hulu's advantage is Hulu is mostly is bigger on TV shows than it is movies, in my opinion. And the nice thing is they're usually added a day or so after it's aired, which is nice.
Yeah, it is. And you also get. They have two subscriptions. They have like one for like $9, and they have another one for like $12. I have the
12, yeah.
$12 one, and there's no commercials, completely cut out.
So that's basically the story here, is that Hulu used to have a free ad-supported
Yeah, we
streaming
didn't even
feature,
talk about it, huh?
and they've
Sorry.
eliminated the free option. So now you have to pay either the $8 a month to get the with commercials, or $12 without. Which, I don't know. My 2 cents on it is, I mean, obviously people like free stuff, but HBO, Netflix, I mean, none of them really have free models, so it doesn't really make sense for Hulu to have the same.
Sucks about this kind of stuff though is that we have all these subscription little things, and we're getting back up to the price that you just pay for cable to get everything. It's like I have Spotify, I have YouTube Red,
Yep.
I have Hulu, Netflix. That right there alone is like
Well, we have so many
$60.
subscriptions where it does, like, I'm an Amazon Prime member, but I
I have Amazon
never
Prime
use
too.
Prime Video because I already have Netflix and YouTube
Yeah,
Red,
I
and
don't use Amazon Prime Video either. And plus, it doesn't have a lot of content that I even want to watch.
exactly. And I always go back to this argument, but if Time Warner, AT&T, Uverse, Verizon, whoever, if one of the cable companies would freaking realize that if they came out with a $30 a month package where you get to choose 5 channels or whatever, and if you're
No,
going to mention
you don't even.
Sling TV or something like that,
Yeah, have you tried it?
Sling TV is awesome, and I'm happy that it's on Apple TV
Yeah.
now. It's
And PlayStation has PlayStation View, and that's you even get. I think you even get more channels with that for a little bit less. That's like 55 channels for like $30, and then they have a higher tiered one. But yeah, we're finally at that point where you get those two services. But you know what? It's the same BS, dude. You get like on the PlayStation one, I can't watch. I like watching wrestling. I cannot watch wrestling live on my phone because it's blocked up because of some agreement that USA Channel has where you can't watch their channel mobile when wrestling is on.
Yeah, and
Like, dude,
we
that's
were
why
just
people
talking
pirate.
to
That's
something to some people the other week, and they were talking about how a channel they commonly watch, and one day it was just gone. It was just taken away, even though they
Yeah.
pay for it, and it's
It's everything that if
crime.
that's why people pirate is because they can't get what they want when they want. If you give people what they want when they want, they'll pay for it. Everybody will make money. Everybody will be happy. Everything will be just great. And it's annoying. The rich get richer, and that's all they want. Just want money, 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 money. But if you'll still get your money, but just make everybody happy.
Yeah.
I hate it.
But like you said, it is getting back up to the point where we have a lot of subscriptions where it's getting back to because multiple times for my parents, I've tried to be like, all right, let's see if you can get rid of cable and just have, 2 or 3 subscriptions. And it either doesn't have the right content, or they have to get so many subscriptions to get the right shows that it ends up being the same. And you might as well just have the convenience of one
that's a
cable. And yeah,
that's
Dad, because you were buffering because you're on a hotspot because your internet's not working today.
not our fault, dude. It's a good. You made a good point though, where you said try to get your parents on that streaming. I think you said that.
Yeah.
I'll just say you did the streaming thing, and I'm trying to get my mom and my dad off that because, like, especially my dad. My dad pays like 160 or something a month for just cable and internet, and he could drop if he got rid of cable and just had internet and signed up for like Sling TV or PlayStation View, he'd be under $100, and
Yeah,
he'd still get almost every channel, if not every channel he wants.
that's interesting. Dad, if you don't mind answering this in the comment section, how much is just the cable? So not I know you have AT&T security system and blah, 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 or Time Warner, but like just the actual cable part, if you happen to know the actual price, I'd be curious.
It's probably like it's usually between like $60 and $80.
Yeah, I thought it was even
Unless you
higher.
have like completely basic stuff.
Yeah, and all the time. I mean, I have
Actually,
AT&T gigabit,
yeah.
just for internet, but we don't have cable or anything. And all the time I get, emails and in the mail offers like, oh, we'll give you a $200 Visa card if you
Yeah.
pay $50 for cable. It's like,
Hey, that's how you can get your Note 7.
yeah, with another $500.
Yeah.
How much is
Oh,
the Note 7 again for? It's 7.
that's funny because the Chinese version is like $900 and $929 or something like that. The American version is $850.
That's crazy.
But that's just like the Apple phones. Apple phones are like the same thing.
650.
Well, it starts off at 650 if
Yeah.
you want
For a
no
128 gig is
space.
850.
They totally rip you off on the space.
But Apple has the best. If in store, if we're talking about plans, and that's something that we don't talk about often, but if you're talking about the actual purchasing options of buying the phone, right before I left Apple, they came out with a plan and a way to buy the phone that is the best way and the cheapest option to get a new iPhone every single year with
Oh,
Apple Care coverage. It's lower than any. You don't pay Apple for your cell phone service. That's still Verizon or AT&T or whatever. But they have the best month-to-month pricing.
that little blurb is sponsored by Apple.
Yeah, let
I
me just
wish.
get my Apple shirt on.
No, I agree. But you couldn't. They didn't release that feature to buy the phone like that until like months after the iPhone was out, right? The iPhone 6S, 6 Plus. I don't remember it
The
being
way
a
to buy it.
yeah. Like if you wanted to put it on a payment plan, they didn't do that until after the phone had been out for a little bit.
I'm trying to think, 'cause that's what we got Michelle's phone on. But how long after did we get your? Do you remember the month we got your phone? Yeah, so it was her birthday. So it was September. It was the same month.
Was it okay?
But
I thought it
they'll
wasn't.
have it for this year and stuff. They won't transition it out, but it's
Yeah, it's awesome. Everywhere Samsung is has something like that, or they're working on it. I think they already do, but it's not. They delay it. It's such a everything's a pain in the ass. Just make it easy for everybody. If you make it easy, people will do it. And plus, if you got it directly from Samsung, it wouldn't have any carrier bloat on there. It wouldn't have any AT&T software or Verizon software or Sprint software or T-Mobile. It would just be Samsung apps and Google apps. That's it.
that's the dream right there. Nope. No bloatware. Everything
Yeah.
easy and simple.
It's
Tis
the
the dream.
life. The life. If you guys have any questions, let us know because
We'll be
we're pretty
wrapping it up.
short on the stories right now. We're done with the stories right
We're
now.
waiting all the hype for all these products to come out.
I know next week should be a big. Oh, we're gonna miss it. Damn it.
Why?
Because we do our show Thursdays. We're not gonna see Friday is when we get the new phone.
Oh, maybe we'll switch it
Delay it.
to Friday. All
Yeah.
four people won't be disappointed in us.
What did I want to ask you? I wanted to ask you, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Actually, tonight, right before we started this, I was rendering a video for a company called Canex, which is a really cool adapter company. Sent me some stuff. Um, so I got a video posting with that tonight. How about you?
Got a game coming out, video coming out for tomorrow for the NVIDIA Shield. And then this weekend, I'm going to do a lot. I got, let me grab them.
I would still love to do a live stream, like a live gameplay with you sometime if we had a common console or something. Let's see.
Dude,
Assam
okay,
Trademark says,
I got some Note 7 2D cases. I've
oh,
got the UAG Note 7 case.
oh wow.
I've got, well, I already did videos on these, the OtterBox Note 7 cases. Those came out the other day.
Dude, before
And
long,
then,
you could be a case reseller.
and then I have a couple of Ring Key Note 7 cases. I have more too coming. I should get them tomorrow, I think. So I've got, I like to do preview videos on that just to give people an idea what I initially think about the cases, even though I don't have the phone. So, especially when the phone's not out. So,
Assam Trademark's asking if he take it. Did you order the soft gold
I'm
1+3?
stuck with the soft gold. Should I?
The color is so subjective. I don't know. I mean, I like the graphite. That's just me personally. But the soft gold looks really good.
Dude, SM, you should keep the soft gold because I guarantee that thing will sell better than when you want to resell that thing. It's going to sell better.
Gold definitely. When I was at the Apple Store, we were always out of gold one. Gold anything definitely sells out a lot faster.
It's funny when you bring up the gold because now I see like, especially around my like all the girls get the pink one, and then also a rose gold, whatever you want to call it, it's pink, whatever. And I even see I'm starting to see guys with the rose gold.
Oh, when I was at the store, last year was the last launch that I was a part of before I left, and I'll tell you what, there was probably almost, all right, not just as many, but a good number of guys who worked at the store who were like, yeah, I'm definitely getting the rose gold. And before anyone makes the joke, it was a mix of gay and straight. So yeah, there you have it. Yeah, no, the rose gold, the soft gold 1+3. It looks really good. It's not for my personal taste. I'm a all black type guy, but
I got to go along with your gold story, pink gold, rose gold story. When I was at Best Buy, the Samsung rep, because he goes to all those meetings and stuff with the Samsung reps, he told me that the blue Note 7 is selling like crazy. It's selling the best
really,
right now. Yeah.
yeah, I'm still just gonna get the black one, but
Nothing wrong. Your dad's saying nothing wrong with pink.
absolutely, true men wear pink. That was the old saying, right? Yeah. So any last minute questions or comments from you guys? Like I said, the next couple months should be pretty big. Obviously, the Note 7 comes out next week. Next month, I'm going to be back in my Apple gear probably with the iPhone 7 and everything.
Oh, you're probably so excited about that.
Dude, iPhone 7, I don't know if you've seen the latest, but there's a rumor, there's some article, apparently this year is going to be the most overhauled laptop for the MacBook and MacBook Pro line that's ever happened, and I'm holding
He's
on.
like, they're moving the S key next to the F key. It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, if it's an OLED strip at the top, that will change everything. Whatever. I'm gonna change the background for the month of September. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna change the background from our normal Tekbloid template, and it's just gonna be me and Greg facing each other with like a little Apple and Android like just going at it. I'm gonna hop back on the Apple train next
Watch,
month.
yeah, the iPhone will have a pen or whatever, just like the note says, and they'll tell everybody it was the first phone to have a pen.
You're gonna see like Two Face from my channel for the next month. Like towards the end of the month, you're gonna see Galaxy Note 7. Yeah, this phone's amazing. It's just revolutionary innovation. And then the iPhone 7 will come out mid-September, and I'll be like, greatest thing ever. I don't know why you'd buy anything else.
Don't ever go to Android.
No, I won't go that far. I still very much like both platforms. If anyone hasn't seen my latest short film, which was meant to be kind of a comedy, it's on my channel, and it's all about me switching from my iPhone SIM to my OnePlus 3. So I've been without iMessage has been the hardest part, and every person I've texted, the first response is like, dude, like something's wrong. Like the messages aren't blue. Why are they green? And then I get a bunch of hate. So besides that, it's been great and it's been easy.
Well, I'm glad you made it. First of all, your video was awesome. I
Thank you.
texted you. I think I texted you. I know I tweeted you, but I think I texted you too. I was really impressed with it. I loved it. It's like one of those videos that more people need to see. It has 1,800 views, which is awesome, especially for me and you, like our level right now. It's awesome, but it needs to have more. It's ridiculous. The other, I forget what else you said about the iPhone shit. I don't know, but whatever, guys. Do you have anything else?
Got nothing else. We're 40 minutes in, so I think it's a solid time.
That's solid time. We post this, remember, so you can watch this on demand. I don't know. You'll probably see this at the end, but whatever.
We have no subscription fee.
Yeah, it's free.
Although, well, there may be an ad on our video, so unless you have YouTube Red, which then it's not free. So scratch everything.
Anything over 10 minutes, you get multiple ads.
Oh, yeah, so we're just racking up. We're racking the pennies in on this one.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow us every single Thursday, we do this. Follow us on Twitter. That's probably the best way to find out when we're going to do the show live. We usually start it and then muck around for 5 to 10 minutes just to get the audience coming in, and then we go live with the show. We love when you guys talk to us. We put videos out all the time on our channel, so make sure you follow him at Initial Focus, me at GregglesTV. We'll see you guys down. Oh, do you want to say anything?
No, real quickly, last question from my dad. Just read that POTUS got his own Facebook Messenger bot. What is a bot? It's basically a automated. It's like when a spam telemarketer calls you and it's a computer. That's a bot. It's when you message them and an automated response reads what you just typed out, what question you have or whatever, and then it gives you an auto reply back. So it's meant to be super fast. A lot of companies are getting bots now, so that way you don't have to talk to a person and you can get fast answers super fast. So yeah, that's it for me. Do your peace thing and we're done.
See you guys. We will see you guys down the road. Peace.